Most teams do Scrum wrong. They run the meetings, they follow the process, but they never close the feedback loop. And that's why nothing improves. In this video, I am going to show what a real sprint should look like and why most teams fail at the part that actually matters. We'll follow a real team building a login feature and thereby understand about Scrum artifacts and Scrum meetings. So let's get into what are Scrum artifacts. Artifacts are the key things a Scrum team creates and works with throughout the sprint. There are three types of artifacts. First is product backlog. Product backlog is a prioritized list of everything that the team has to build to be able to complete the project. For example, for a Book My Show, that will be payments, that can be details of all the movies that are in the theaters right now, that might be login, everything will be in the product backlog. Next we have is sprint backlog. Now product backlog is everything. Obviously, the team cannot work on everything at once. And that is why in Scrum, we work in 2-week sprints. In one sprint, how much work we can do is decided by the sprint backlog. So during a sprint planning meeting, we would decide what part of the product backlog we can actually deliver in 2 weeks, and that part then becomes the sprint backlog. We also have increments. Increment is the working software that is delivered at the end of the entire sprint. We're going to introduce each one of this as it appears in the real sprint as well. Now let's head into the first meeting of the Scrum, which is sprint planning. In sprint planning, two things happen. First, the product owner reviews the entire product backlog. Again, the backlog is a prioritized list of everything that we have to deliver. For example, our login, our registration, our movie details, our payments, notifications, everything. Now, along with the team, we decide what do we need first. Maybe we decide that we need a basic login page first. The team assesses how much time, how many people will be used up in creating this feature. Let's say during sprint planning, we will decide 5 people, 2 weeks, minus the overhead. So that becomes part of our sprint backlog, the basic login feature. The team only commits to what they can realistically deliver. And this selected set becomes the sprint backlog. Every sprint also has a goal. For example, for this sprint, the goal will be OTP login in 2 weeks. Let's talk about increments. At the end of sprint 1, the team delivers their first increment. This is a real usable software, not a design, not a demo. It is actual code that works. It ships to real users who test it and then provide their feedback. This is where the feedback loop actually begins. Now we have another meeting, which is called the daily Scrum. Well, every day there is a 15-minute meeting in Scrum, and in each meeting, 3 questions are asked to every person on the team. What did you do yesterday? What will you do today? And do you have any blockers? This isn't a status report. It is about alignment and unblocking instantly. For example, team might say, I finished the OTP form. Today, I'm building the verification logic. But I am blocked on some SMS API docs. The Scrum Master's duty then becomes that I will get those to you by the end of the day. Scrum Master works to unblock team members wherever they are stuck. This meeting is about real-time problem solving, and that is the daily Scrum for you. Now let's head on to another meeting, which is called the sprint review. Sprint review is basically, let's say, a meeting where the demo and feedback is the main star of the operation. So in sprint review, team actually demos what they have built. For example, at the end of sprint 1, the team demos the entire OTP login page. Now stakeholders might say, OTP works great, but users are asking for biometric login. This is real feedback, and this will be incorporated in the future sprints. So we add it to the backlog, the product backlog. Again, when we actually deliver this software, we might get another feedback that biometric is a great feature, but there are mobile phones who do not have fingerprint sensors. So we need to be able to make our product work without the fingerprint sensor as well. So again, real feedback, but this will go into the product backlog where the team will sit in another sprint planning meeting and see if this is something that needs to be prioritized for the next sprint. This is how we are incorporating the feedback loop into our product early on. Let's make one thing clear. The increment will change in every sprint because feedback is shaping it. For example, sprint 1 was about OTP login. Sprint 2 is about OTP plus biometric logins. Sprint sprint 3 might be about OTPs plus biometric plus captcha feedback. So this is not exactly a waterfall model. The product is evolving based on real user needs, real feedback, and not just a fixed plan. After the demos, there comes another meeting, which is called the sprint retrospective. And this is where we discuss where the team failed, where the team succeeded. The retrospective is something that is closing our feedback loop. In retrospectives, the team is reflecting on the process. We ask 3 questions: what went well, what didn't, and what should we improve? If you want a deep dive on sprint retros and how to do them right, I have created a detailed video and I'll link it in the description. Thank you for learning with me. We'll catch you next time.